HarperCollins presents The Compound by Aisling Rawle. Read by Lucy Boynton.
The stupidest questions of all were asked by Molly, the white mare. The very first question she asked was, "Will there be sugar after the rebellion?" "No," said Snowball firmly. "We have no means of making sugar on this farm. Besides, you do not need sugar. You'll have all the oats and hay you want." "And shall I still be allowed to wear ribbons in my mane?" asked Molly. "Comrade," said Snowball, "those ribbons that you are so devoted to are the badge of slavery. Can you not understand that liberty is worth more than ribbons?" Molly agreed, but she did not sound very convinced. Animal Farm, George Orwell. Part 1. Chapter 1. I woke up first. There was no particular significance to it, only that I have always slept poorly and generally wake early in the morning. I had no way to tell the time, but I thought that I had slept a while. My limbs were heavy and stiff from a long, motionless sleep. The room was dark and windowless, with only a small skylight directly above my bed. Though it didn't smell of sleep or musk, it smelled fresh and airy, as if it had recently been cleaned. I thought I could detect the slightest trace of air freshener, citrus-scented, or maybe pine. There were 10 beds, though only one aside from my own was occupied. The girl in the bed across from me was slowly emerging from sleep. She sat up and looked at me. She was beautiful, but that was to be expected. "Hello," I said after a few seconds. "I'm Lily." "I'm Jacintha," she said. "Nice to meet you." I put my feet on the floor, feeling newly born. I stretched, arms high above my head, and heard my joints pop. There was air conditioning whirring, but I could feel the heat that lurked behind it, thick and cloying. When I looked over, Jacintha was standing. She was wearing underwear and a tank top. Looking down, I saw that I was wearing something similar. It might have been awkward, but she smiled at me. "Will we find the others?" We made our way through the house, exploring as we went. The house was at once familiar and entirely new to me. On either side of the bedroom were the dressing rooms, the boys' to the left, ours to the right. The boys' room held no interest for us, and we went directly to our own. It was enormous, much bigger than the bedroom. It was where we could keep all of our things once we had them. The room was mostly comprised of storage space, built-in wardrobes, chests of drawers, cupboards, and some glittery boxes, similar to one I had used to store my dress-up costumes as a young girl. Running through the center of the room was a grey laminate-covered table, with a bench on each side. Along the tables were lighted mirrors and the little screens. I touched one, but the screen remained black. While the bedroom had been clean, the dressing room was distinctly untidy. There were clothes strewn across the floor and makeup stains along the table, with the lingering scent of feminine products still in the air. Jacintha and I looked through the drawers and storage spaces and found mostly clothes, the majority of them cheap and worn, swimsuits that had been stretched to the point of translucency, stained dresses, and tired-looking t-shirts. There were a couple of nice pieces, possibly designer, a few dresses, a skirt, and a jacket. They were stiff and creaseless, and I thought that they likely had never been worn. Down the hallway was the bathroom, tiled and pristine. There were 2 toilets, a urinal running along the length of the wall, and a bath, large and inviting, shaped like an oversized canoe. There was a sleek gold bar on which towels hung, matching gold knobs on the cabinet doors and a similar gold bar over the mirror by the sink. The taps were of fine brass color, with an impressive number of soaps lined along a shelf, and an artfully arranged stack of toilet roll. On the wall beside the bath was a painting, large and abstract. It was the only piece of art I had ever seen in the house. I know that the place had changed drastically over the years, but the same piece of art stayed, unmoved. The bedroom and dressing rooms had been nice enough, but they were designed for practicality. The bathroom was pure luxury, perfect, except that it had no door. Jacintha and I went downstairs. There were a number of empty rooms, perhaps 4 or 5. There were some empty boxes left in them, and I thought that the rooms must have been used for storage. There were 2 more bathrooms, and though they were nice enough, they were clearly...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?